Welcome to Long Body Prayers, Episode 1, Longing. This land being that I rest upon right now, this is not a land being who knows my blood and my bone going back hundreds and thousands of years. This is a being this particular ecosystem is a being that my lineage is in a very fraught relationship with. This land is Dakota land, Anishinaabe land. And this land has its own stories that I don't know. And this body with ancestors from England, Germany, Sweden, Romania, and Ukraine. This body is also a territory that I feel like I am just beginning to come into sensate relationship with. All my life there's been this feeling of longing, this pull deep in my belly. This wild desire that I can be in this dance of aliveness and harmonics and play with energies bigger than myself. The deep wells of restorative presence. This body and these entangled lineages I carry, I've had such an experience of rupture from. And that longing has been there because there's also been this feeling of immense isolation. Like being trapped inside of something completely separated. The part of the process that my kin have become stuck in is a perception of reality that is the perception of the seed with its hard shell of protection around it, and all of these latent, tender, fluid parts within that cannot begin to emerge without the support of the soil. And so there's a sense that the people who have been touched by rupture move through the world kind of shell to shell, only aware of this isolated self. It's the dissonance between what the organism longs for in order to be nourished, in order to participate, and what, like, the embedded and necessary protective patterns that we have within ourselves are there to cope with. So existential longing is just that knowing that the support should be there, the contact, the meeting, the being seen should be there. And I mean, it's as tangible as dissociation within each individual body. I've been experiencing rosin method as a healing modality for about a year, and the moments when through contact I suddenly have a sense of a part of my body that I potentially even went my whole life without feeling. My sacrum, back of my sacrum, my kidneys. And I really, with that seed image, I have this tangible sense that energetically we contract into a fraction of even the container of our own body. And it becomes too painful to feel the edges of ourselves without the contact that's supposed to be there. And so the dissociation and the numbing starts. And that wild longing that I've felt within myself as long as I can remember, I know that part of that is this fierce knowing that each of us could so much more fully be in our aliveness and our presence and our beauty. But because we're not met by the support or the contact, and we are in that state, that ruptured state of trying to create a protection, this seed to germinate, this seed needs to be returned to the earth. And it's only from that support of the earth that it's able to start to feel the roots coming to meet it, the mycelium entwining it and sending it nourishment so that it can start to grow, it can mature into a tree. And that sense of the self as a part of an ecosystem and a part of this wider fractal being. So the concept of the long body which comes from the Haudenosaunee. The word long body is a translation, but I haven't been able to trace back the moment of transmission in which that word traveled from Haudenosaunee into relationship with a colonial scholar. And so the unique context that word came from culturally was also invisibilized in it. But that's the phrase that's been speaking to me as the wider system, what Indigenous people call all my relations. I like long body because there's a sense of the small body as being kind of the the fruiting body, the tip of it, and then this entire cascade of roots connected to this wider system.